Hey guys, welcome back to Kendi Beauty. So today is August 4th, and as sad as that is, I would like to dedicate this video to Marilyn Monroe, and in remembrance of her legend, we're going to do something new. We're going to take a look behind her beauty. If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel, tap the bell, and share with a friend so you can be notified of all the new upcoming videos, and definitely comment below. I want to hear from you guys to see if you like this type of video, if you'd like me to do more in the future, and let's get right into it. Marilyn Monroe first started out as plain, innocent, simple Norma Jean. She then transferred into one of the most famous iconic makeup beauties of all time. However, the iconic Marilyn look that we all know today is something that grew and evolved over the years. It is said that Marilyn was a perfectionist when it came to her career, but especially when it came to her skincare and makeup routine. One of the first makeup brands that Marilyn found was Max Factor. And that is because Max Factor struck deals with bigger movie studios, getting them to let their big name actresses such as Monroe feature in his ads in exchange for supplying them free makeup. She also used brands such as Erno Lazo, Guerlain, Elizabeth Arden, and Anita of Denmark. It was known that Marilyn's makeup routine could take anywhere between 3 to 4 hours on the given day. The head of the studio actually sent Marilyn to get plastic surgery to slim out her nose and her jawline and correct her underbite. This surgery, along with her makeup, created the iconic chiseled heart-shaped face that we know and love as Marilyn's iconic look. Through the studio, they also introduced her to her stylist of the stars, Kenneth Patel, and her very widely known makeup artist, Whitey Allen Snyder. Alright you guys, now it's time to go behind the scenes and behind the makeup to find out how her look came to be. So one of the first things that Marilyn did was dye her hair platinum blonde with peroxide, and with the help of her stylist Kenneth, they created the iconic curly blonde bob. I will be trying to recreate her look as we go. This is the best I could do with the wig. Don't judge, you guys, don't judge. So Whitey and Marilyn started working together to create these secret recipes to her secret iconic look. They had all these tricks up their sleeves and all these secrets that they weren't letting anybody know about. He started doing her makeup in 1948 for her first test shoot with 20th Century Fox Studios. The two developed an incredibly close relationship and worked together throughout her entire career. So close, in fact, that she once asked him if he would do her makeup at her funeral, and in fact he did. He was also one of her pallbearers. Marilyn was heavily inspired by the late actress Greta Garbo's makeup. She and Whitey put their own twist on the star's look. So Marilyn would always start out with Vaseline or Vaseline and Nivea or Erno Lazo, something like that, as a base before putting on her makeup. She believed that this would give her a youthful, dewy skin effect under the harsh studio film lights. She also felt like it acted as a barrier for her skin and a skin protectant. So I'm just going in with some Vaseline, and supposedly she put this all over her face. Another signature trait of Marilyn's look was her soft, high-arched, almost triangular looking brows. They sat in the middle of her lid space to make her eyes open and her forehead look wider and bigger, and basically just to open up her face in general. So because I have dark brows, I did put some P. Louise base on to sort of cover them up. Now I'm gonna go in with some brown powder and do my brows. And like I said, she always had like really high-arched, almost triangular looking brows. So I'm going to try to replicate that as best as I can. And her brows kind of start, like I said, in the middle of her lid. And this might turn out horrible, but at least you guys are getting a history lesson. Okay, so I tried to soften up the brows as best as I could and try to raise them, make them that triangular shape. I used a lot of brown powder. We'll see. My features are nothing like Marilyn's. I'm basically just doing this to show you guys how they did her makeup back in the day. Alright, for Marilyn's eyes, they would always use a white eyeshadow base with a white eyeshadow powder all over her eye, up into the brow, all over her lid. Then they would sort of use like a shimmer shade closer to her waterline, and then they would contour the outer lid into the crease area, just the outer portion. Marilyn always used a brown pencil liner, and then she also would use white. He would also use white in the waterline with a little bit of red in the corner underneath of the eye. They create a shadow. He would always create like a sort of scooped up shadow, which I'll demonstrate for you guys, to sort of create a shadow effect on the upper lashes. And then as far as lashes goes, she would always use half a lash to create a elongated almond shape of her eye. And then in between, they would use like white liner to sort of create a triangle effect. So we're gonna do all of that right now. Alright, so I'm going in with my P. Louise Base 0, which is completely white base. And like I said, Whitey would put that all over her lid into the inner corner to sort of create that idealistic Greta Garbo look that Marilyn so loved and idolized. I'm trying to carve out that triangular look. Those sharp triangular brows that Marilyn would always have. And I'm also going to go underneath of the eye. Alright, so now I'm going to create the contour in the outer lid crease area, that almond shape eye look effect. So I tried to even things out as best as I could, and now we're going to do that shadow thing that goes underneath of the eye. And I'm going to use a brown powder for that. Just like so. And now I'm going to go in with the white pencil and I'm going to create that triangle. And I'm just going into the waterline. And I'm sharpening up that triangle. And I'm going into the inner corner now. Alright, now we're going to go in with our half lashes. As you can see, I cut them in half. I'm just going to apply some glue and apply those on the lash line. Alright, you guys, I know this is a hot mess, but now on to Marilyn's face. So she would use white concealer under the eyes to bring out the cheekbones, and then she would use a foundation over the Vaseline primer. She would contour with a soft brown into a C formation underneath of her cheeks, and then he would do the jawline to sort of create that heart-shaped look again. Blush was heavily used on the apples of her cheeks, on her nose, and above her eyebrows. He would then finish off the face. On the left side of her face, she had a colorless mole. And depending on the look that day, he would either use black or brown eye pencil. Alright, and so for the mole on the left side of her face, I'm just going to go in with my Fenty eyeliner. And now I'm going to go in with some powder bronzer. And I'm just trying to make that C formation. I am going to blend this out. And now I'm just going along the jawline, just like Whitey did, to create that heart-shaped looking face. And I am just blending that out. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with some Kylie Cosmetics blush. And remember, Marilyn went really heavy on the blush, so that's what we're going to do. And she would put it on the apples of her cheeks. And on her nose. And right above the eyebrow right here. Alright, so on Marilyn's iconic lips, Whitey would use a dark, deep red pencil to outline, or even a brown pencil. And then Marilyn was said to use from 5 to like 10 different shades over top of one another in order to create depth and dimension. And then on top of that, they had their own little secret sauce recipe of sort of a gloss. It was said that they believe it might have been beeswax or some sort of remedy like that. So I'm just going to go in with literally every single red liner and lipstick I have. Alright, you guys, there you have it. I am no Marilyn for sure, but I hope this provided some historical insight on how Marilyn created her iconic look, the techniques behind what Whitey did. And Marilyn was one of the most iconic beauties of all time. She passed away at the young age of 36 on this day, August 4th of 1962. Her death still remains a mystery and is questioned to this day, but it is said that Marilyn was meticulous with makeup and knew every trick in the book. In remembrance of Marilyn Monroe, rest in peace.